Today is the last day of the Self-Care Summit, a summit that I've been so pleased to be part of with Brittany Blackwell of the Resilient Teacher podcast, which I will absolutely link in the show notes. If you haven't started listening to that podcast, you really need to. Brittany is a wealth of knowledge, practical knowledge. You will love listening to her. Now, my session inside the summit is called One Rock Solid Way to Overcome the Daily Teacher Drain. And of course, it does involve a creative strategy that helps teachers to really consider the priorities in their lives. Now, there are so many other fantastic presentations as well. And I really encourage you to check out the summit. I'll put the summit link in the show notes too, because it might not be too late to sign up and check out a few sessions. And with all this talk about what self-care is, I thought I'd mention here today what self-care is not. So let's jump right in. What do the arts have to do with learning an SEL? Oh, so much. Join me as we explore the depths of how these things come together through SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. We'll look at the mindset, the methods, and the integrations that make SEAL so effective. So plug yourself in. It's time to get inspired. Hello, everybody. Elizabeth Peterson here from the Inspired Classrooms podcast. And the biggest problem that I see a lot of teachers making is thinking that self-care is just about a spa day or taking a vacation. And thinking that if you go and you just add these things to your life, things will get better. And, I totally get it. I mean, everyone has their idea of what makes them feel good. And let's face it, a spa day is pretty darn great. And going on a vacation is amazing. But I want to ask you, does taking that one day to go and, get a massage or going on a quick vacation, does it help you long term? Now, you may think, yes, it does, because it gets you to be able to reset, and that's fantastic. You know that about yourself. But not all of those types of things can really fix yourself in terms of your self-care long term, right? For example, I know that I get gift cards for massages every once in a while, which I absolutely love, which I'm not gonna lie. I love getting a good gift card and I love getting a good massage. But the thing is that when I'm done with the massage, it just kind of makes me want more. Or sometimes it just shifts things around enough to make me feel like, I really need to do this more. There was one point in my life that I actually did end up getting a membership to a place so that I could get a monthly massage. And that really did make a difference because I was considering my long-term results. But just doing this one-off doesn't always make the difference. In fact, sometimes the masseuse, this happened to me just the last time, the masseuse actually finished and she said, you really could use some more, another appointment because, you're really tight in your lower back, your shoulders. We really had to work on your shoulders a lot. And so it just goes to show that doing something once is nice, but it's not truly taking care of yourself long term. So the question then is, how do you get long-lasting results that you really want, right? It's not when you just do one or two things. It's when you can be consistent and make a real change. So it might be the massage, it might be like the exercise, right? That needs to become part of your routine. We've all heard that before, right? About eating healthy. It's not just about a little blip of, I'm going to eat better. It's really about making a change. And I want to go a little deeper here today with this. We need to be able to look at your life as a whole. both personally and professionally? How can you care for yourself both inside and outside of the classroom? For one, understanding what your particular body needs. Maybe you need to just give yourself that time to sit in silence and think about what is it that you really need. Maybe doing some reflection or even journaling if that's your gig, on what your priorities are. Maybe the next time you're at the doctor's, actually having a solid, in-depth conversation so that you can really understand what it is your body really needs in terms of things like nutrition and stress management and movement and exercise and just all the things that really are particular to you. I want you to show some real interest in what it is that you need and approach your well-being with some really good curiosity. And when you can do that, that's when you can really make a change. Now, if this is a topic that really interests you, I do have a new workshop that's available. It's called Self-Care Solutions. And the best part about it is that it's not just about the self-care activities that you can add to your life, like onesie twosie, oh, this sounds good, or this is nice. And it's not about having those one-off moments. It's also about setting the realistic boundaries and figuring out your priorities, learning where to focus your time and energy, and surrounding yourself with a support system that will really be effective in your life. If you're interested in that workshop, I'll put a link in the description. It's theinspiredclassroom.com/self-care. It's almost like how I talk about when we're doing some of these great social, emotional, artistic learning activities with our students. It's not just about doing a really nice activity that helps your students, work together nicely. It's not just about that one activity that you implement that has to do with kindness. It's about really integrating a holistic approach to helping your students to be able to transition into the classroom, to focus on their work and do all the things. It has to be integrated, right? That's how I want you to think about your self-care. It's not just about the one time you're able to go out with friends. Maybe it's the monthly routine that you do, that you go with your friends every month somewhere, go out to eat or have coffee or whatever it might be. For me, a couple of teacher buddies and me, we have this new thing that just happened where on Instagram DMing, we'll just start sending each other these really funny reels that we find. And I gotta tell you, that is a source of self-care for us. It is for me. I love getting the ding where I know that one of my friends has sent me a funny reel and I can watch it and laugh, and we kind of just can get into each other's heads. We know why it's funny because we all understand the humor of the particular reel and then we can react to it. And it's just that enough connection throughout the summer that I can feel like, I'm supported. I still have my teacher buddies with me throughout the summer. Now listen, as we think about heading into the new school year, we need to think about how we are going to approach it with some purpose. And over the last couple of years, we have gone through, people thinking we teachers are the best thing ever, to being ridiculed and spoken badly about. We've been told everything from we need to get ourselves, you really need to take better care of yourself, right? To we need to get over yourself. You need to get over yourself, teachers. To this is how we do things in the school. Get over it, deal with it. This is what we need to do. We've had so many mixed messages when it comes to being a teacher. And if we are going to actually survive in this profession, it is so important that you take care of yourself for a long term And the first big step to that is understanding what you need both inside and outside the classroom. So here's to you doing just that. All right, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. Thanks so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe as we continue talking about arts, learning, and SEL through SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. If you want to learn more, go to theinspiredclassroom.com. My name's Elizabeth Peterson, reminding you to get inspired so that you can be inspiring to your students.